Hey guys, it's Sharon from Digital Nomad Quest, and today we're going to go over 6 online side hustles that make me about $34,000 a month. Now, if you guys are new to this channel, welcome. I'm all about teaching you how to build passive income, become financially free, and design your best life. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified of my latest videos. Now, normally I try to keep my income number private, but basically Business Insider approached me again to do an interview on this exact topic, so I couldn't pass it up. And because it's already out there, I decided I wanted to make a video on this. Now, entrepreneurship definitely has its ups and downs. They basically took the average of the previous 3 months since the article and figured out that $34,000 a month, which was basically November 2021, December 2021, and January 2022. Now, those are definitely good months for me, and because there are always ups and downs in this journey, I don't know if it's going to go up or down. Hopefully, we're going to keep climbing up because the goal is I'm trying to make systems, which means I should be able to grow everything I'm doing and work on more projects. But yeah, I just want to put that disclaimer out there. I am so shocked by that number. I never normally calculate it line by line like that, but they really wanted me to prepare all the docs, and hopefully I can keep that number up. Now, in this episode, I'll go into a little bit of my journey as well as kind of talk about each of the side hustles and the pros and cons. So this has been 7 years in the making, and I actually booked a solo month-long Europe trip 6 months out. So I decided to quit my job and travel the world for 2 years as a digital nomad, building passive income streams. But the transition was basically I took multiple part-time remote positions. I had 3 positions where I was designing ads and managing them, and then I was also building my passive income on the side. The first one I attempted was Etsy, and I think I started making $50 to $100 a month. It wasn't too much, but it kind of opened my eyes that I could do this and I could make this happen. So I kept working more and more on these multiple income streams and then documenting them on my blog. So basically I started with the Etsy shop, then I went to blogging, then I went to Merch by Amazon, Amazon FBA, and then now kind of my personal brand. I'm not including real estate in this. I'm not including my day job in this right now. This is all completely online side hustles. So again, the first one was Etsy. So I started selling digital products like Photoshop templates and Microsoft Word templates on Etsy. And what that might look like are wedding cards or photography mini session ads. And I just design these templates and put them up so that people can purchase them and edit them the way they want to. Now, if you don't have paid software like Photoshop, you can even make Canva templates, which is free software. You can go to canva.com and start making your different digital products. You can even use Google Sheets or Google Docs if you have specific information that you want to sell, or, budgeting templates or something like that. You don't have to have graphic design experience to start selling digital products. I started doing this because I realized that I didn't have to fulfill or ship the orders. Every time people purchase my listing, they'll get the product automatically. And starting an Etsy shop is actually free, and they just have a little bit of fees on top, 20 cents per listing for 3 or 4 months or something like that, as well as some other transaction fees whenever people purchase the order. And then I started scaling more by adding more products. I usually recommend at least 100 products in your shop to really get it going and to start ranking your products on the Etsy search engine. So I would also conduct a lot of keyword research, try to optimize my listings by tags and title keywords. But I suppose the con is you do need to deal with customer support, so it's not completely passive. So people will have questions. I still answer those questions. I haven't touched my Etsy shop in many years, and it still cash flows for me. Not as much as before, to be honest. So if you wanted to keep up those numbers, you usually need to generate more products, but I still make some money from it to this day. And essentially, you will need to do customer support. For example, for my Photoshop products, some people just don't know how to use Photoshop really well, and they need a lot more hand-holding. So sometimes I work with them so they can fix their issues or things like that. So when we're talking pros and cons, I guess that is sort of a con, but I don't spend that much time on customer support, so it's not too bad. The second side hustle that I'm going to talk about is Merch by Amazon. Basically, with Merch by Amazon, you put up designs on custom apparel, and whenever people purchase your listing on Amazon, Amazon's going to print and fulfill your orders for you. And the great thing about Merch by Amazon is it's on Amazon.com, on that marketplace where you can sell amazing custom shirts, hoodies, and things like that. It makes it really easy to get on the marketplace, and it doesn't require you buying inventory again. So I love this method because it's super passive. Again, I haven't touched this income stream in many years as well. And this is even more passive than Etsy, I would say, because I don't need to handle customer support. Amazon does everything with that. They pay you out in royalties, so it's just very passive. And the reason I haven't touched these two income streams much is that I'm focused more on the personal brand. Like I used to have Amazon FBA as well, but I actually decided to stop doing that one and kind of close down everything with that because it does take a little more active work than the other ones that I still have with the e-commerce side. I'm just really focusing on building this personal brand right now, and I'm going to talk about that in a bit. Now, getting back to it, when it comes to the pros and cons, of course, I just mentioned it's very passive, but I would say the con is that you do have to do trademark research. If you do come across trademark issues, they may take it down, and you do risk your account getting banned or something like that. So you would think that, oh, it's pretty easy to deal with, but actually, like, I had a shirt that said lifeguard on it, and that got taken down, and I was just feeling a lot of stress because I was like, oh, I don't want to have to worry about this all the time. But as long as you do your trademark research, you go to uspto.gov and start doing the basic keyword research, you can avoid using trademark phrases so that you don't get these takedowns. And they don't have like a set amount of like, if you get this many takedowns, you lose your account or something like that. I haven't had issues with, losing my account or anything like that. But I would say this is sort of a con when it comes to this income stream. But just make sure you really do your research and do everything legit and correct. Don't be, using things like Dragon Ball Z or Pokemon or things like that. That's like, obviously you can't do that. Just think of your own shirt ideas, try to be original with it and design your own shirts. I would also mention that if you don't have design experience, you could potentially hire designers that they are using their own original designs, but you just need to make sure that these designers are really doing their own original designs and they're not just grabbing some stuff on Google. So that is a risk there too. So yeah, these are some things to consider if you're trying to start a Merch by Amazon account. Number 3, you can make an online course. So I would say anything you're passionate about, anything you're knowledgeable in, you can totally make an online course that lives on your website or things like that. So I highly recommend and use Teachable. So if you guys want to try it out, use my link in the description below. You can use their free plan. I've honestly learned so much over, many years of making courses. I've made 3 courses. I spent a year on each of them. They do take a long time. You really focus and crank it out. You could do it in less time, but I just wanted to make sure it was perfect. So I would say that could be a con, but I would say that you're creating something that lives on your website and anyone can reference it in the future. So even if you don't get sales right away, it's really cool to have something out there that people can reference to. So that's how I feel when it comes to making courses. And make sure not to make some of the mistakes I made, where for my first course launch, I didn't announce that I had the course. For my second course, I felt like I made a product that people weren't asking for. So these were 2 mistakes that I had already made. So just make sure to watch out for those and make sure you are proud of your product and really telling people about it, as well as serving what your audience actually wants so that you make a course that people will actually buy. Later, I started gathering the courage to really announce my courses. So now I get sales on my first course where I didn't tell anyone about it before. I started going on people's podcasts and really talking about my course and kind of promoting it a little bit more on my channels. But then my third course, Remote Rental Riches with my husband, we actually have over 700 students now, and it's been an amazing ride. And it's about out-of-state real estate investing, which was a topic that a lot of people kept asking me to make a course on. So everything came together with that course, I would say. So I did mention Teachable for making your courses, but you can also check out Udemy, where they have their own marketplace. If you're concerned about not having a following or things like that, you can put it on Udemy, where they have a search engine and they could possibly find you through search. I would say though that the disadvantage with Udemy is that you can't really price it very high. They usually do these site-wide discounts where it only becomes like $13, and Udemy takes a large cut as well. So I actually recommend Teachable a lot more because you can set your own pricing. You can price at what you think it's really worth, and it lives on your own domain instead of someone else's domain. Next, I get ad revenue from my YouTube channel. So in order to get monetized, you need at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. It honestly took me maybe over a year to get monetized. I think even longer possibly. So it does take time. You're not gonna get automatic gains. And I would say this with all of these income streams that I'm talking about, all of these definitely take time. I think when people look at my stuff now, they think, oh, she has a big following, so like whatever. But it took me so long to get to this point, right? So everything takes time. And I would say all these are doable because I was in that situation where I had no income streams coming in back in the day. And then I really started building, and it took me 7 years to get to kind of where I'm at now. And I'm still trying to figure things out. So I'm still learning in the process. I would just say if you're going to make a YouTube channel, make sure you're doing it on something you're actually passionate about. It can be easy to burn out because you're consistently making content every single week usually. So it does take a lot of time. You need to make sure that when you're going into it, you're thinking, you know, at least 5 to 10 years with this brand. Don't just make it out of like, oh, I'm just going to make this channel and not really think about like the long-term trajectory of it, because you need to know it's a long-term project. The next one I want to talk about is sponsorships. So I get sponsorships with my YouTube channel, my TikTok, and my Instagram. And actually, I usually don't pitch companies. They usually come to me, and I say no to maybe 80 to 90% of the deals that come to me because I need to make sure it fits my audience and it can bring value to them. So one of the things is you can get into that trap of like, oh, I'm going to take every single brand deal and make a ton of money, but it feels inauthentic. And you need to make sure that you're not hurting your brand in the process, and you need to make sure that you're giving value to your audience. When you're building this personal brand, you're building that trust with your audience. You want to make sure they can trust your words, right? I think it's really important to develop a relationship with your audience essentially and build that strong community. So when you're doing these sponsorships, just make sure you're not just like totally doing it for the money. Don't sell your soul essentially. And then I would say that with sponsorships, out of all of these things that I recommend, this is the most active work. Everything else is more passive income in my opinion. Yes, I am making YouTube videos every single week, but I would say that I could just leave it alone and essentially I would still get ad revenue every single day. It may go down if you don't keep up with it. It's kind of like the Etsy shop where I'm not continuously putting out products, and it does go down a bit if you're not maintaining it. So that's why it is good to be consistent with it, but technically it is passive income because it is ad revenue that you still get even when you're not actively working on it. So that's kind of the con with sponsorships. You have to work with them and make sure things are approved. You have to revise your scripts and go back and forth with them a lot. And it actually can take up a lot of time. So that's why I also really care about just working on the ones that resonate with me and my audience, because it is kind of a good amount of active work. But with the side hustles, it can be very lucrative for sure. And then the last one I want to talk about is affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is basically when you promote products, and whenever people purchase through your unique referral link, you get a commission. So everybody wins. Essentially, you get a small commission, your audience gets value, and the product owner gets sales. So I know some people make a ton of money doing affiliate marketing. And I think it's really important that when you're doing affiliate marketing, again, you are building trust. You're not spamming links. You are promoting things that you recommend or use. And I think a lot of people also think that you need a huge following in order to make a lot of money through affiliate marketing. But I know people who make a lot from affiliate marketing without huge followings because they have ranked pieces of content very well, maybe on their blog or on their YouTube channel, and just made comprehensive tutorials on it. So whenever people search online, they'll see that article or that YouTube video and then purchase, right? Because their piece of content is ranked high and they talk about the product in a way where it builds trust and makes the audience want to purchase from it because it'll provide value for them. So you don't actually have to have a huge following. You just need to make sure that you produce high quality content, really comprehensive tutorials that get people from A to B. So that might come in product reviews, product comparison videos, comprehensive blog posts or videos talking about how one tool has changed your business or has helped you make X revenue or has helped make you a healthier person, eat better. You know, there's so many different things that you can talk about. I'm sure you have a lot of products that you guys recommend. If you want to check if they have affiliate programs, you can contact the company directly and see if they do have affiliate programs or referral programs. Honestly, a lot of them do, so you should check that out. Or you can just Google online and check if the products that you care about do have affiliate programs. So that's what I usually do. I don't become affiliates for things that people just recommend to me and want me to talk about them when I don't know anything about the product or recommend it. So yeah, that's the gist of affiliate marketing. All of these different things take time. All of these things can take a lot of effort, but the benefit is if you set it up right, you can get passive income, aside from the sponsorships. Sponsorships are more active work. A lot of these things do take time to build, so don't expect any get rich quick scheme. But that basically sums up the top 6 online side hustles that make me money. There are some that I mentioned in the beginning that I actually stopped doing. So these are the main ones that generate revenue for me now. I am more focused on the personal brand side and on my real estate investments, which I didn't include in this list today. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys liked this video. Smash the like button if you did, subscribe, and hit the bell button to be notified of my latest videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.